Well, it's hard to hold a candle with your dick with no opposable thumbs. It's impossible to grip. Well, it's hard to hold a candle with your nose, 'cause you never know where the wax is gonna drip. Oh, that candle burned my soul. I'm such a pussy hole, whiling away while I lose my soul. Oh, that candle burned my pride like a pussy open wide. Please, pussy, don't die, 'cause it's hard to hold a candle with your tits. Oh, I didn't say impossible, baby, you just gotta use your wits. Well, it's hard to hold a candle with your tongue, but you can get her done if you work it with your lips. Oh, that candle burned my soul. I'm such a pussy hole, whiling away while I lose my soul. Oh, that candle burned my pride like a pussy open wide. It was the night my pussy died. Oh, man. That was the night my pussy died. Not being vulgar or anything, but I had a cat and it died, you know. And that was a real sad event. But, yeah, man, welcome back. This is episode 5 officially of Sign Me Up. There's something in my eye. I'm your host, Andy, and I'm here to bring you some sweet nothings, and by nothings I mean absolutely nothing. So yeah, that song, you know, the lyrics are, you know, it's hard to hold a candle with your dick, and you know, it sounds, you know, kind of ridiculous, right? No opposable thumbs, right? But the song has a deeper meaning than that, you know? I mean, like, can you imagine if you had a thumb on your dick and it would be actually useful for something, you know? That would be a great feeling. All of a sudden, my penis wouldn't just be a force to be reckoned with. It would be a force that I can use to my advantage, you know? I could just handle that shit whenever I want. And my cat's going crazy. She wants to go in my room. I'm not going to let her go in the room. You can come up here. Jump up. So, here's the thing. If I had a thumb on my dick, I would have a whole nother world of options. You know, imagine if men had opposable thumbs on their penises, we would see sketchings of Roman soldiers with like a sword, a shield, and like a torch. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, or a candle. Some guy's coming down the hallway like a servant, and he's got like 2 plates, and it's dark in the hallway. Well, he can hold a candle because he's got, you know, that extra digit. He's got that one extra. He's got that one up. That Mario mushroom. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, you know, you'd see the Roman soldiers coming through. You would see, like, cave drawings of people just doing amazing things with their penises, you know, walking and carrying, like, 3 buckets of water. You know, that shit would be pretty crazy, but, yeah, anyway. But all we are stuck with is having just this appendage that just hangs down between our legs. It asks us for things, and then, like, it might get hurt. So he's like, yeah, man, I might get hurt, and I need a bunch of stuff. And in return, you can have one of the probably weakest experiences of your life, which is the male orgasm. Because from what I understand, females, they just, it's like a flood of like emotions and pleasure, and for us, it's just like a feeling we get that is based between our knees and our stomach, and it's like kind of like a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? And then it's like, all right. You know, if you're lucky, you're pumping off shots. You know, if you're not, you've been pumping off too many shots, and you know, when you finally get with a chick, it's like nothing comes out because you've been masturbating too much. But god damn, where did this go, huh? That was not the point at all. I don't know what I was even thinking about, man. Sometimes I'm just too focused on the weird things of life, and I'm not focused enough on the important things in life, you know. Like we're going through this whole crisis, and you know, it could be like, you know, the EOTW, you know, the end of the world, baby. It could be something going on here, or it could be nothing. It could be the beginning of the world. Either way, I'm thinking about the fashion, you know, like what are we gonna be able to get a hold of in this new future, in this new apocalypse, you know? Like, is it gonna be like a crockless world, you know? Like nobody can get a hold of any, you can't slide your toes in any high heel pumps, you know, and run around, not in the desert, not when like the streets is rocks and shit, right? You know, you're going to be running around with some thongs on your feet? I don't think so. Not when there's like 4 guys chasing you down with chainsaws on the front of their bikes, and they got mohawks and they're screaming. One of them's got a guitar. He's playing it and he's not even driving. How do they do that shit? We don't know, you know? You running around in some fucking loafers, and next thing you know, you got to haul ass. Off come the loafers. You know what I mean? Because them joints is just getting full of dirt. And you're being chased by an armadillo with rockets on his back. A fucking armadillo with an eye patch who's been through some shit out here in this post-apocalyptic world. We don't know. The coronavirus could turn all humans dead and all animals smart. What if the coronavirus was just pinpointed to like make plants become smart? I had a dream about that once, man. It was like, what do you call that stuff? Ginseng root. It's like, or God, man, I can't remember what it's called, but it looks like a baby. You know what I mean? Mandragora. What is it? Mandrake or something like that. It looks like a little baby, you know? And it came alive in the aisle, and all of them were like chasing me through the grocery store, and then I noticed that like everybody had them on them. These mandrake were all over all the people, and as soon as I got out of the grocery store, the first thing I saw was like a car crash. Bam! And I was like, oh shit! And I look around and there's people running, and you know, some guys are scared. Like it looked like one guy was gonna attack me or whatever, but like either way, you know, I was doing my thing. But that's besides the point, you know. If I'm talking about dreams and shit, you know, I'm not a dream entrepreneur. What I am is interested in the fashion industry, in the post-apocalyptic paradise and or madness that we seem to be facing. Because I'm picturing like people running around with spikes. I'm picturing people have like dinosaurs on a leash. You know what I mean? Like all the dogs have metal jaws, like mechanical jaws. There's guys with like another guy in their belly. You know what I mean? Like a mutant. He's like, like Krang from Ninja Turtles. Shredder, where's my body? Where's my body? Oh, Krang, I should kill you now. Well, you don't have your body. I used to love me some Ninja Turtles, man. I used to draw them back in the day when I was really into drawing, you know what I mean? They were on my repertoire of things I like to draw, man. I remember the Eastman and Laird's original graphic novel of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they all had red only. Like, it wasn't different color guys, it was just all red. And, like, it was all bloody and shit. Like, all the pictures were them, like, with cuts and blood all over them. And they're like, ah! Like, fucking awesome Ninja Turtles, man. Like, I don't know. I remember one time I took a trash can, like a little trash can in my room, a wastebasket, and I turned it on its side so it would be like a sewer. And I took clay and I put it all inside the trash can so that it looked like a sewer. Then I put all my Ninja Turtles in there. So I had cut a hole in the back so I could run water through it, And, yeah, it was weird because years later, I reused that wastebasket. Not years later, shit, man. Like, probably that same year, man. I was a little kid. I reused that same wastebasket after I took all the stuff out of it. And, I found a mouse, right? So I took the mouse and I put it in my house and I put it in the wastebasket and I covered it. And late at night, I started having these crazy dreams about mice covering me. I was like petrified in my sleep. I couldn't get up. And when I awoke, I heard like, yeah, kitty, it's nothing. There's nothing for you to kill. But I heard like lots of squeaks, and I looked in the trash can, and there was like 10 little tiny pink baby mice. And the mother mouse was like running around and everything. I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, these are babies. We got to do something, right? What are we going to do? So, luckily, my old man was around. And no, unluckily for everybody, my old man was around. Now, what he did to the little baby mice was rather inhumane and cruel. But, we don't all come up feeling the same way our parents feel. I mean, I think that's obvious for almost everybody. Shit. I mean, just the generational gaps of logic themselves mean that you're not going to be like your parents, right? I mean, there's going to be some things that are like your parents, but not everything. I can say that I have a lot of things that are similar to my father. One of them, I'm doing right now, which is I smoke weed. But see, I have this theory that weed is the fountain of youth. And that, like, to stop smoking it would mean that I would be unsaturated at that moment. I think the kitty wants to get up. She don't like that. I always keep her below the smoke, She just always comes around. Hey, listen, she can leave if she wants. The door's wide open. She came in because it was winter, and it was a storm and she wanted in. And anytime she wants to get out, she can get out. The only time she cries at any door is when she wants to go in my bedroom and lay down on my bed. Otherwise, every time I open a door, a balcony, the front door, she's like, nope, I'm not going back out there. I let her out one time. She was gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I didn't know where she was. And then the next time she wanted to go out again, I let her out again. She was gone for a week and came back. We saw her. She's lucky we heard her too, because she was mowing way down. We happened to be on the balcony. So I came down and got her and brought her back, and now she is just not interested in the outside world at all. That's kind of the same exact way I was, man. I was home. I chose to be homeless. Like, I lived at my house, and I said, I'm out of here. I don't like the situation. Goodbye. And if it means I have to be on the street with a guitar and sleeping in a stairwell at Landmark Mall, that's what I'm going to do. And, yeah, I did that from an early age. And when it came time for me to domesticate, just like her, I scratched at the door. I wanted to get out. I wanted to go back out, kind of like where I knew I could eat, where I knew I could survive. And, even when I realized, even when I came back, there was times where I was still like, man, I want to get back out. I want to get back out. And, I think I was a little stubborn, and some people have to go through these things a couple times before they realize what's good for them and what's not good for them. And, yeah, I came to realize that one of the things that fucks people up the most is inconsistency. So if you're doing something with your life, i.e., smoking pot, I moved to a place where it's legal. That's how much I want to smoke. So, if you're doing things with your life and you think I need to quit, then you fucking need to quit. And if you don't quit, you got a problem. And you need to address the problem with extensive AA and all of those things, right? But if you're going to quit something and then get your body fresh and your mind renewed the way you want to do it, become like, I guess, purely you. If your body can handle that and you manage to go back to that, then going back to drinking again and smoking again, you're just really going to damage yourself way more, It's kind of like starting your car, like over and turning it off and starting it and turning it off and starting it. Like, it's better to just leave it running, because it takes a lot of juice to start the automobile, but not quite the same amount to keep it running. Yeah, so if you're gonna stop something, you have to just stop it, or you're gonna start wasting your body. You're gonna waste away like all of your life force. I think that's how people catch cancer and shit. They quit smoking cigarettes for a fucking month, then they start smoking cigarettes for a month, then they quit, and they quit for like 3 years, and then they start up again, and it's like, what the fuck? Who are you? All I can think about those people is that they live their life in constant fear. They wake up in the morning, they go like this. Oh, what am I doing? I shouldn't be doing this. Oh. Yeah, like, what a way to live. Kitty, you're going to want to get down in a second. And she's going to claw me when she does. I can sense it that she wants to leave right now. She could go. Like I said, I'm not her master or anything, Like, as far as that's concerned, she's just Kitty, and she's here living life. She's Keys. I call her Keys. Sometimes I call her City cat, because she's not the same as those like country cats, man. Huge country cats. Like this kitty out there in the country, I don't even know. She might go out there and kick some ass like a little ninja. Because it's all like country folk. She might be like the ninja style, like the Jackie Chan of cats out there. You know what I mean? It might be like she finds another cool cat, and they have to go like, battle or defend against some other cats, like Rush Hour style. Bye, kitty. I'll talk to you. Yeah, I used to love Jackie Chan, man. Jackie Chan was awesome. Anyway, I've never really been a Bruce Lee fan, but that's just because I think my dad liked Bruce Lee a lot. We used to watch, what is it? Scarface. I hate that movie, man. And, y'all are going to fucking kill me for saying that. But the only reason I don't like it is because it's so stereotypical. Now, I used to watch it with my dad and be, like, terrified. I was scared of it. You know what I mean? Because I think now if I rewatch the movie, I might fully understand it. So hate is a harsh word. And, I'll have to call back on that. I don't really hate it. But my memories of it are so, like, it was so scary, man. People getting killed, but yet everybody was normal. To me, that was the worst part of all those mobster movies and everything. Is like, one part of the movie is all of these really nice guys. And the other part of the movie is them murdering each other with pickaxes and chainsaws and meat hooks baseball bats, car bombs. Good fellas, nice guys. Jesus. It's like, hey, man, I really like this character, man. Joe Pesci's doing a great job. Oh, my God, what is he doing? He's stabbing that guy in the neck with a pencil. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Joe Pesci, you're the man, dude. You're the man. Believe me, man, these images are burned in my mind. Some of you actors, the way movies were before changed your life. Like, seriously. The way movies are now makes you want to live another life. The way movies are now, everything's got an agenda. You know, everything's got a fucking hack. It's like, you know, we got a half this, half that guy with a half this, half that girl. And the girl's definitely the protagonist. And the guy, you know, he's going to bumble his way through the whole thing. And at the end, he might help out. He might play a great big role, too. He might really help at the end of the day. But it just seems like it's geared towards, like, women being, like, the heroes in movies. And I was watching Netflix, man. I don't mind women being heroes in the movies. You know what I mean? I don't mind that at all. It's like, to me, it's like, it was always cool. Like, there were movies that were ahead of their time that are doing what you wish you were doing now. Like Sucker Punch. That movie's fucking tight, man. I don't care what anybody says. Sucker Punch is a fucking tight-ass movie. And it's like an all-female cast, man. I mean, it is like, if you want to talk about, like a left-leaning message, Jesus, just put on Sucker Punch, bro. Like, damn. The movie was badass. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, hey, there's a movie that came out. It wasn't a Marvel movie, but it was called Domino. All right? And, boy, that movie is fucking badass, too. You got a lead female character. You know what I mean? Hey, you remember when, like, the badass chick was in Resident Evil? You know what I mean? Like, we enjoyed those movies. You didn't have to, like, say, well, we're gonna take those movies and we want to erase all these other movies and put us in them as well. That's just ridiculous. You know, I'm not gonna say the retarded word because I want to be sensitive, and to me, retarded just means that something about fire, right? Like, I don't know. It's something about whether or not you can spontaneously combust. You know what I mean? Oh, that's all I know. So, spontaneous combustion. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine that? If you just lit on fire from the inside? I can't imagine that happening, but maybe, right? It's spontaneous human combustion. I have a theory. How about this? A big portly person was sitting on a couch. You know, it was an old person, you know, hardly moved, so they were completely out of shape, smoking a cigarette, and, like, died. And the cigarette fell down, and it lit on fire, and her clothes, and they started burning on her, and the fat content of her body soaked into, like, the clothing and the couch, and it turned it into, like, a wick, you know. And as her fat content burned down and soaked in, like, pretty much just, like, sizzled out, you know, and it soaks into the couch, and next thing you know, the couch is a candle, you know what I mean? And yeah, that person will die right there, you know. And people will think, what happened? It looks like they just spontaneously combusted. Yeah. When you remove all impossibilities, whatever's left, no matter how improbable, must be true. A brandy, man. Brandy from a flask. This is the way it must be done. I've come to realize that human machines, human mechanisms are some of the most precious things in the world. That's why it's such a crime when we go out and we destroy, like, pharaohs' heads and shit. Let's go shoot the nose off that fucking ancient statue. Yeah, let's give it a facelift. We'll make it we'll make it look more like us. Blah blah blah. Yeah, right. Because you don't have noses. What does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, we'll make him look like us. We're gonna go change the whole world to look like us. So people go around the world and they tear down monuments, and it's pretty fucking it's pretty crazy, and they get like serious shit for it now. You know what I mean? I want to erect a stone monument of an erect stone monument. I'm going to put my name at the base. It's going to say, this erect stone monument was erected on behalf of the Andrew Guckert Society for the benefit of criminally insane children. Children can't be held responsible if they're fucking insane, right? Like, somebody made them crazy. So we need to make them uncrazy. The only thing we have is to, like, change the world. So if you got crazy, criminally insane people in the world, we need to undo that. If they're, like, a certain age, I guess, and won't change, then what do you do with them? I don't know. We'll leave that up to the committee, and we'll discuss that at another time. But when we're talking about the future generations, there are lots of children in this world. You know what I mean? But there's not nearly enough. Like, if all the adults died right now, let's just say everybody over the age of 40 died right now, I think that it would be a real tough time repopulating the planet. And it's interesting because the coronavirus is where it's at right now. You know what I mean? Like, targeting old people and stuff. Which they're saying, oh no, it doesn't target old people. If you're healthy and strong, you can get it. Well, that's just the thing. Like, they were like, don't go outside, don't get the coronavirus, because if you're old and you smoke, you'll die. So people that weren't old and didn't smoke went outside. And then they were like, okay, no. It's just if you're old and if you're young too, you can, but kids can't get it. So, like, everybody kept doing everything, and children were still going to school, but they realized that parents were not going to stop, like, working. You know what I mean? If their children were in school, the parents were going to go to work. So they said, oh, wait, kids too. They just changed it up and changed it up and changed it up. It's pretty fun how they can do that, right? It's like a game. It's like a roller coaster ride of who knows what. And I don't mind being on it, as long as they hand out some kind of concessions at the end. Fuck it, right? Where were we going to go anyway? I was working at a place that I enjoyed and was saving up money and had the funds to do the things that I wanted to do, and was looking forward to maybe running the company and owning possibly the company that I was working for. That's all. That's the only thing that was going, you know what I mean? Possibly maybe getting a job at a news organization, running cameras and getting to know people that could help me out in the industry. That's the only thing that I lost. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. So why not trade it over for a world of people that are dressed like wrestlers with hubcaps on their shoulders, wearing gimp masks, running around trying to take the water out of my body, with their machines. They're gonna scoop us up and put us in little machines and squish all the water out and then like bottle it, and it's gonna have like their little company logo on the bottle. It'll be interesting to see what it tastes like. I'm gonna try to get a job like on the machine or fixing the machine. That way I don't get squished. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. You got to really think logically here. Like, what's going to happen if there's a world of chaos and there's no resources? Everybody's going to want water. Everybody's going to want that, right? If they could take the air from us and make us pay for the air, believe me, they would do that. But right now it's just water that they can hold, that they can kind of keep us trapped with. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so anyway, things are kind of crazy. I decided to cut the episode down to about 30 minutes, 35 minutes or something like that this time. I don't want to do like a whole hour like that. I'll be able to do more topics and more things. I tried to stick to a topic or two or three here. You know what I mean? I know that it's very hard for me to stick to topics, and it's very hard to follow somebody who doesn't stick to some kind of a topic. You know what I mean? I personally stick better to, I guess like tape or something. I don't know. Well, tape sticks to me better. I'm not a very sticky person. You know what I mean? Like, I can be sticky. The stuff that I roll up, it's pretty sticky. The situation I'm in, it's pretty sticky, and it's hairy. So that's fucked up, man. Like, you don't want to pull a tape off a hairy leg like that. You know what I mean? You can really put a dude in some pain. Girls are used to that, right? Girls, you don't mind getting your leg hair stripped back, do you? But can you imagine, like, my greatest fear is that they're going to put the wax on there or whatever. They're going to put the strip on me, and when they pull up, all this meat's going to come up too. I'm afraid of that, you know what I mean? I'm the delicate person, man, I was born in the dark. The darkness created my flesh. I mean, it's true, White people, like, originated from underneath the mountains and caves. We came out, like, out of the Caucasus Mountains. Yeah, we just came out. Like, everybody else was already doing their thing. Asians, Africans. Everybody was already doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, this random group of white people comes out of the mountain and comes down and forms this little world. Like Greece, Rome, all that shit. Like, had all these wars, the Trojan Wars and the Spartans and all that, and then slowly just spread out across the entire world. It's crazy. I always thought that probably everybody came from that. Everybody came from those mountains. You know what I mean? Like, and spread out like earlier, like way earlier. And then, like, I don't know. It's hard to put my own ideas into one little thing. I'm not going to even try to go into all that shit. What I am going to do is ask that you like and subscribe this shit. If you think that there's anything on here worth talking about or commenting, you can do that down below. It's not a big deal or anything, It's just that, positive affirmation makes people less depressed. I'm just kidding. But I'm not. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed talking to me. Right? Because we all know that whenever I get together with somebody in person, they get to do lots of talking, right? Just like right now, huh? No. Maybe next time if we hang out, I won't have so much to say because I'll have said it all. All right, people. I hope that you're having a lovely day. And I'll see you back next time on TSIME. Time to sign me out. Peace.